for a little while. Didn't really know life stuff, things happen, you know, you start getting a bit busy. But I am back in the building for another one. Just a quick one. You know, we've got a lot of fights coming up this weekend, but one I want to talk about today is Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. It's actually happening, people. It's actually going ahead. I am still a bit worried about this fight, very worried about this fight. Still don't think it should be happening, but it is happening. So we have to kind of have a little bit of a talk about it. You know, we do have some good fighters on the undercard, so there is some positivity that's bringing to boxing. And I might have a slight change of heart. Now, we still all, I know every boxing fan is still hoping that Mike Tyson wins, but let's say our logic is saying it's not going to happen. But I have a little bit of hope. I have a little bit of hope for Tyson to actually put Jake Paul in a little bit of danger. Now, we still have to respect what Jake Paul has done. He is not just your everyday civilian. He has put the work in and he is a decent enough boxer. Not high level, not even low level, novice level. I would say he's like novice level. And he does have knockout power. I'm worried for Mike in this fight. But what I have been seeing from Mike, not necessarily the workout videos and the quick cuts on Instagram, but just in terms of his little interviews and how he's sounding like he's awoken the old killer inside. So I think like his mentality is in the right place, which I was a little bit worried about, because you see some of Mike's interviews, he does sound a little bit more chilled, a little bit more zen these days. But it does seem like he's woken the killer up. That's the good for the mentality, but the physicality, can he do what he's supposed to do? Yeah, that's the worry. Now, there's a little bit of a, I don't know, elephant in the room that people don't discuss. Obviously, the both of them are on a little extra enhancements. Mike has been using TRT in his older ages, and especially training for this fight, we know he's definitely on a little bit of TRT, a little bit of something. And I can probably wager a guess that Jake Paul is as well. It worries me, the fact that, you know, Jake Paul can already bang. You know, he might have been on stuff before, but I would put money on the fact that he definitely is on something, some sort of testosterone, something right about now to make sure he could put that size on to actually even compete with Mike. And that's what makes me really worry for Tyson's health in this one. You know, he might have the killer instinct in his mental and how he's approaching the fight, but can his body do what it needs to do? He still will have the power. The power is the last thing to go. Will he have the speed? Will he have the reaction times? I've said this before. Who is sparring Mike? Who is sparring him? I've seen one bit of sparring footage where he stops his sparring partner. But then when you think about that, what heavyweight boxer is getting into the ring to spar Mike Tyson and is actually going to give him proper work and is not going to hold back just a little bit on a 58-year-old Mike Tyson? If it was a spar with Tyson, you would always kind of have that respect factor there anyway. But especially as he's an older version of himself, you know, you might get hit and then you might want to change things, but I'm trying to put on him a little bit and the ego comes out. But at the end of the day, it's a 58-year-old legend. You're not going to go in there and really try and work him, you know? So that's the worry. Now, when I say I changed my mind a little bit, I still feel like Jake Paul will win. I hate saying that, but I might stick a cheeky tenner on Mike Tyson to get it done. If it goes past round 2, maybe round 3, then we're in a little bit of a territory where it's going to be a bit worrying for Mike. So a bit worrying for Mike. Those first 2 rounds, though, I do believe it's going to be very active. I think personally that's all Mike's going to have in him in terms of physically. I think he'll still, if he does go past 2, he can still be in there. But I feel like that's what you're going to start to worry. The reaction times might start to slow down a little bit. The legs slow down. The speed slows down, and then we hope Jake Paul doesn't do what we think he's going to do. What do you think of it? Do you think it's good for boxing? Didn't really mention it. I do think to a certain extent it is, but to a massive extent, I don't like it. Really don't like it. What do you think? Let me know, comments below. Like, share, subscribe. I promise more videos are now coming out. I will be more active and trying to get to 400 subscribers by the end of the month. Help a brother out. Peace.